Hi, I want to welcome you in the last lecture of my Linux Fundamentals Part 1 course. We'll complete first part of Linux Fundamentals course with this last lecture. By the way, in the second part of my Linux Fundamentals course, we'll be covering all necessary topics and practices as first one part. Hopefully, you'll be enjoying the first part of my course. So, in this lecture, we'll learn some basic things of Vim text editor command. As you remember, we learned about nano command in the previous lecture. Like nano command, Vim is also text editor. There is another text editor. VI stands for visual, but Vim stands for we improved. In other way, Vim is the improved version of VI. Vim has improved with some features and preferences, especially with code highlighting compared to VI. Let's get started. Going to type Vim. As you can see some information here. Vim improved of we, like I said, the version is 8 and it is author name who is modified and improved Vim, and it says Vim is open source and freely distributable, and there are any other information. We'll get to it later. To quit this page, type in colon Q. In the lower left corner, as you see, cursor is blinking, then enter. We went back to terminal. Like nano command line text editor, Vim text editor is also used to open or create, edit, override, add the content of files. Comparing to nano, everything may look weird and hard to you in Vim command, but don't worry, while practice you will get to know how powerful text editor Vim is. Actually, Vim has many modes, but basic operational modes are normal, insert, visual, and command line modes that we'll learn today. Vim text editor is not the same as nano because Vim acts or behaves differently in every other modes. Now, let us talk about Vim modes. Normal mode can be accessed from other modes, and this mode is the default mode of Vim. Normal mode also comes as a default to create or edit an existing file with Vim. Let's create a file with Vim text editor. Type in Vim. The page you see in Vim, it's called normal mode. I want to note that the most of keyboard buttons are not working out in normal mode. Now let's go to insert mode. Insert mode allows to type, add, or edit text, and to switch from normal mode to insert mode, type in I means insert. As you can see in the lower left corner of page, insert word popped up. It means we are in insert mode. Now we can type wherever we want, press keyboard's buttons, because we are not in a normal mode, we are in insert mode. And I'm going to type, this is insert mode. Thank you. And by normal mode. If you want to copy whole text with the mouse in insert mode, it is allowing us to copy and paste like marking a line. Then going to choose copy and going to a new line, pressing enter, then paste. That's it. But in this mode, if you try to copy and paste a line with a keyboard, like pressing shift and right arrow or left arrow, as you can see, it's not marking a text, it is just walking on the line. Also, Ctrl C and Ctrl V is not working out. Let us go to a visual mode over the same text file. Visual mode allows to copy, cut, and delete operations on selected text. Visual mode is almost close to normal mode. Pressing escape button on a keyboard to switch from insert mode to a visual mode. Actually, escape button works while switching the Vim modes. To go to visual mode, pressing V, as you can see, it is in visual mode. Then, using left or right arrow to select all line text, I'm going to select it, and pressing Y means yank button. It's a copying all selected line. Then pressing O button. As you can see, O button took us to insert mode. Then again, escape button, and we're going to press P button to paste all copied selected lines. And now it is 4 lines. Actually, visual mode is good to work with the large files to do all of such things once and fast without wasting time. To do this, going to copy the same text to several lines. Pressing Shift V means uppercase V. As you can see, it's in a visual line, and selected first line, putting down arrow to select second one, and then third one and fourth one. Then pressing Y button to copy, and then P to paste. Now it's 8 lines because we copied 4 lines. And with the same way, let's take 10 lines. For doing this, let's go the same way, pressing Shift uppercase V, and going to select 2 lines, and pressing Y means copy, and then going to paste. Now we are completed with our lines to make it 10. You can make many lines as you want, it's up to you. But I'll show you with 10 lines. I guess that's enough for us. Let's change something in this text to deploy change to all 10 lines at the same time. Before deploying change, firstly, let's go to insert mode. An example, let's type and as a character in first line, then going to press escape to go normal mode, and then Ctrl V to go visual mode. I'm going to copy and character by pressing Y button, and then going to move cursor to end side by typing Ctrl V to go to visual block mode, then pressing J button to select down lines all over, then pressing L button to select right side of all lines, and last pressing P button and let us correct it. As you can see, end characters have deployed to all lines at the same time instead of typing them one by one. Please imagine you have a large configuration file and you have to make some important change in a little time. To do this way with Vim Visual Mode will help you a lot instead of wasting time. Comparing to insert mode, in visual mode, copy and paste process are not working properly with the mouse, but it is fine with the keyboard. There are a lot of keyboard tricks to provide in Vim text editor command. Let's go to a command line mode. Actually, it is easy to go to command line. Command line mode allows you to save, unsave, exit, edit buffers, search, replace, and so on. By the way, buffer is Vim's memory that holds a copy of text or contents you type. Actually, if we want to save this file as an existing or a new file, we'll include commands, which this case indicates we are in a command line mode. Going to press escape button, then colon V means write. It writes the file to the disk, means saving a file, then type in file name, let us name our new file Vim modes. You can name whatever you want. Here in enter, as you can see, it says new file written, and we already saved our file, and we have created our new file without quitting the Vim. Both write and quit processes work with WQ command, means write and quit. Let's go insert mode. I'm going to a new line, type in this lesson we are learning Vim modes. Normal, insert, visual, and command line modes. Then pressing escape and then typing colon WQ enter, and as you can see it took us to main terminal, and let's type ls. Here is our Vim modes file is written and saved, and going to type Vim modes file. Here is, and our adding lines, change are saved. To quit Vim without saving the file, for example, let us type something wrong and let us pretend as if it is configuration file. Going to insert mode and type in this is a test. As if we type something wrong inside a configuration file we are not sure about, then we can just press escape to go to command line mode and type in colon Q or colon Q exclamation mark, then enter, then going to Vim modes file. That's it. The file has quitted without saving last change. Actually, exclamation mark is used to warning cases that ignores warnings and quitting the process on the file. Now let's open an existing file with Vim text editor. Going to quit this one first and type in Vim m. M file is a little bit large to practice with Vim command line mode. Now I'm going to practice with some keyboard shortcuts like colon W, colon Q, colon WQ, colon Q exclamation mark. Those are file-related commands as I talked about previously. Now, if I press a J button, the cursor will move down one line. If I press K button, the cursor will move up one line. If I press L, it will move forward one character. If I press H, it will move backward one character. If I press 0, it will move to the beginning of the line. If I press Shift 4, $sign, as you can see, it is moving to the end of the line. Lowercase I starts insert mode, like we said, but uppercase I starts insert mode at the beginning of the line. Lowercase a starts insert mode. Lowercase o creates a new line below in insert mode. And let's move top of our content to see differences between lowercase o and uppercase o. And if lowercase o creates a new line below, but uppercase o creates a new line above and going down, lowercase cc removes the whole line and starts insert mode. S removes the character. Lowercase y copies selected contents, as we talked about. Lowercase y means two y characters, copies whole line. Lowercase p pastes copied contents. Lowercase u undoing and bringing you back to the last saved change. Vim Text Editor has a lot of preferences to know and practice. By the way, while opening configuration files with a Nano and a Vim Text Editor, we need to be careful not to mess a file to damage a system. It is highly recommended to back up the necessary configuration files before working with Nano or Vim command. So, I guess it is enough about Vim Text Editor command. But if you want to know more preferences and things about Vim, you can search and practice by yourself, not to forget the functionality of Vim Text Editor command. Like I said above, with this lecture, we'll complete the first part of our Linux Fundamentals course. If you liked my first course, please put your comment and share this course to all people around you who wants and needs this Linux course, because it will motivate and give me a very strength and inspiration to make my second part of Linux Fundamentals course. We'll meet in our second part of Linux Fundamentals course very soon. The second part will be surrounded more lectures than this one, because in the second part of course we'll learn like users and groups, network configurations and security, managing permissions, managing storage, LVM, partitioning, disk management, managing processes, package installations with YAM and DNF commands, working with firewall D, IP tables, system D, managing Linux, managing HTTP services, managing remote connections, shell scripting, automation, building up a Linux server and troubleshooting with Linux, Windows Server and clients, redirection, piping, and other useful necessary materials comprehensively. Like I said above, please like, put your comments, and share this course to people who want to learn Linux. Well, I wish you the best of luck, success, and useful learnings in your career. It was our last lecture of Linux Fundamentals Part 1 course. Take care of yourself. See you very soon. Bye.